2 items. Night Stalker gets item and a half, 2 items. Like, I don't see them having a counterplay to this. AoE silence. They go in with the Mars Arena. Like, what's the counterplay? That's my biggest concern. And they have 2 good counters, the Drow Ranger and Zeus. 2 heroes that just get on top of you with the silence. PA gets a BKB. They have, what, 1 ability that goes through magic immunity. That's Overgrowth, but I don't think that's enough.
Well, that's the counterplay right there, Lacoste, I think. Overgrowth and Dark Rift. You stop your enemies from chasing you and you TP away. We might see a lot of split pushing here from Tempo. But I guess, you know, looking towards that mid-game, they do have a Drow Ranger who, if she does have a good laning stage, could kind of plonk herself down in front of some objectives. And she's got a lot of backing, right? Healing from Enchantress, healing from the Treant. They'll have, you know, a medallion or a solar crest on someone. And they could potentially just keep that Drow alive and look to counter-initiate with the rest of their heroes.
Tempo needs to not lose the lanes. Like, they need to be equal or have 2-3k advantage 15 minutes in. Otherwise, I don't see them, you know, making any aggressive moves, because it's hard with this type of lineup. Like, you need to use smokes, Treant Protector, maybe hit someone from the trees, use ulti, but, you know, I think everyone can agree that this type of lineup is more of a counter-reactive. Also, their tower damage is very limited. They need to bring Drow Ranger, and she can't just stand in front and hit the towers. There's going to be, like, counterplay. Mars gets a Blink Dagger. You need to be very careful.
And then she can't spend all that time sitting in the triangle farming away. We'll see how they utilize their time in this one as we set up our lanes. Already seeing Lil doing a little bit of blocking on the creep wave, then killing off the ranged creep. And this is Mirana up against the Drow Ranger of Krillat. Phonic the Mars will be joining that Mirana down south. Top lane, it's a tri-lane coming out from Tempo. Treant, Enchantress, and Underlord all up here, while King R and Nyx chasing LeBron a little bit. But Mitch getting a lot of denies, a fair few CS, and now going aggressively onto King R. The tri-lane shows itself. DNZ will come in, swinging hard from the trees, and Mitch spills that first blood.
And now LeBron or Treant Protector will TP back to the bottom lane. Drow Ranger needs help. This is something that we see more often. Arrow on the bottom connects on Drow Ranger, but it's not enough damage.
Still level 1 on these HR heroes. So no spear there, just the God's Rebuke from Phonic, and now he's taking a pummeling. And the Frost Arrows and the slow from that Nature's Grasp. But he'll just dip back and salve up. And then we've got that mid lane. Zeus up against Night Stalker. Not going to be super easy for the Night Stalker to get, you know, these denies in early on. 9-0 on Zeus thanks to that Arc Lightning.
Yeah, Zeus damage got buffed. Like, I don't know how Zeus was played before. Right now, he's sitting at 75 damage level 3, which is pretty insane. It says same amount of damage as Night Stalker, so he can actually right-click bottom lane. That's a big arrow. Spear misses. This is what I talked about.
Missing out on those skill shots. Something they've definitely got to keep in the back of their minds. But yeah, the Zeus used to be played in the mid lane, just sitting on his own ramp, spamming clarities, pushing out Arc Lightning over and over again. He never used to go for actual right-click last hits or denies. But what, his base attack time got, you know, buffed up, his attack damage got buffed. He got a bunch of stuff that makes his mid lane life a little easier. Now, looking good in the lane so far for Tempo. 3 out of the top 4, all green heroes farming away in that CS board. They don't really have any vision. Where's the Radiant Vision, Lacoste? Am I blind?
They have one on the bottom lane.
Oh, it's a good stun top lane.
Out.
Oh, is King R? No, King R's fine. Really nice play there. LeBron slowed down the Witch Doctor, stomped him up with a Centaur, and almost killed off the King R Witch Doctor there.
I always wondered what R stands in King R.
It's a good question. We should get him on an interview. Get Slacks to ask him. What do you reckon it stands for?
I don't know.
Oh, arrow from Lil. Just poking and prodding at that Drow Ranger. Krillat, 16 and 5. Still sitting pretty there, but Dire Team have dragged the wave back, get Phonic some secured farm. I'll be able to hold that lane there for a bit as well as the next wave coming in. Ooh, does DNZ get the pull across? It's close. He grabs 3 of the creeps. That's a nice job.
Oh, so now I know what R stands for. I figured it out. King R stands for King Rudy.
King Rudy.
Yeah.
Oh, so standing in for Nigma, now standing in for HellRaisers. He's having a good old career, starting things off.
That was not my joke. I stole it from Danog. He actually messaged me.
Good on him. Quick on the memes. You got some competition there, Lacoste.
Hey?
But yeah, my question about the vision now, you know, Radiant do have that high ground observer ward, watching for the Mirana rotation. It does allow Zeus to be a little bit safer. They're going in on him. He's very close to death. Oh, the fairy fire. They're trying to dive under the tier 1. The multi-shot will allow them to finish him off.
It's a lot of slow. If he gets close, and Mirana is not a hero that can make any counter plays. Like, she can arrow if they want to play aggressively. Right now, Lil saving 2 points. See how this lane's gonna go. Do I need to put 2 points in Stormstorm to get a kill? Do I need to get a point in a leap?
Yeah, I thought she might go for the Starstorm play right there, but DNZ having that Leech Seed level 2 allowed him to heal up past the threshold of death. So, I was watching King R walking back to base. I should have said something so the cameraman could have seen it as well. I didn't expect Thunder God's Wrath to actually finish him off, though.
Oh, shut up, Gary. Like, you are usually the one who's missing like 50% of the kills.
I wasn't blaming anyone. I just... You know, I was just watching him on his sad walk back to base, was about to start talking about him not having a great time against this Underlord Enchantress. He's in fact going to TP mid. He's done with top lane. I'm going to come help out my Night Stalker. It is nighttime. Level 6 Night Stalker. Maybe they can get a grab on this Zeus.
It's a Night Stalker with double damage, extra damage coming out from Dark Ascension. Bottom lane, they're playing very aggressive. Phonic.
Yeah, he's dead. It was a really nice spear, and then the arrow was blocked by DNZ. They were going for the combo play, spear into arrow, but Treant just body blocked, got his big fat butt in the way, and Krillat will live to fight another day, as well as getting that kill on the Mars under their tower.
Even if you actually
start
that combo, I don't think you get a kill. That Brown Ranger is super tanky. Raindrop, Fairy Fire, Magic Wand, and Treant Protector has 2 points in Leech Seed, so there's going to be extra HP coming out from that. This bottom lane is done. Like, next time...
top lane. Here comes the Night Stalker. Maledict with a DD Night Stalker arriving. They're diving, and there's no help here for Mitch. It seems like he's just been left all alone as the Enchantress will throw a good hit with the Impetus, but Xani just TP's out.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So what do you think Lil should be doing here? If there's no real kill threat available against this Treant Drow Ranger, should Lil be focusing elsewhere?
Just bail. This is that type of situation where
LeBron's dying. This time just Nyx and King R.
Yeah, you can't play the bottom lane, so you need to be playing either try to make stuff happen on the mid lane. Zeus is an easy kill. Let's see, bottom. They're gonna bring Night Stalker.
Trying, yeah, with Xani. Lil does drop to the Thunder God's Wrath, and the dive here not working out for them. Drow Ranger healed up by the raindrops and the wand and that living armor, and she's TPing home. Now Xani battling with DNZ, but that's a tanky Treant. He's only got an Orb of Venom, but he might turn with the Nature's Grasp potentially. They slow down the Night Stalker. A hit from the Impetus under the tower, but he's got a lot of armor. 9 armor there, as he should be able to just wander on back through the darkness of night. Enchantress, she's fine.
You can see the power of their lanes, where they have Drow Ranger, who was level 6, Raindrop, Magic Wand, Double Raid Band, and Treant Protector having just 1 point in Living Armor, 2 points in Leech Seed, so they're very tanky. They brought Night Stalker, who's super leveled, and he had Arcane Root, and they barely made 1 kill.
Yeah, seems to be lacking damage in this early portion of the game.
Tower is under attack.
While Zeus has had 2 kills off the back of his ulti. We'll have it again in a minute. And it is that kind of, you know, you said it, that reactive play. Oh, dearie mate.
Amateur.
DNZ's Treant makes his arrival, so they've swapped their supports around. And look at these dire wards, very focused on that top part of the map, trying to get Night Stalker involved in the top lane. But also Phonic is moving into mid, level 5 Mars, 8.5 minutes in. Has he given up on bottom lane already? They're swapping. That's what's happening. PA swings bottom, Witch Doctor will follow her.
Now,
Awkward
Tempo
stuff.
can play aggressive on the bottom lane. They should try to take a tower. Mitch has a lot of damage, like he's having a free game. 51-17, face boots, casual bracer, and the magic wand. This dude is massive.
He's pretty hench. Well, going into that Radiant jungle looking for Drought. Krillat felt it coming. Now they know where all these dire heroes are, so they go for the lane swaps and pressure that top tier 1 tower. Lil's Mirana, what are we looking at here? 2,000 net worth? Yeah, she's more of a position 3 than the Mars is right now. And Treant, one of the better heroes to defend the tower, but up against the Night Stalker. Exactly, he can go straight over the trees. That TP bottom, it does force HR to reconsider what they're doing and where they're doing it. They've glyphed up the tower, and the DD rune still going for Ksani means they'll try and pummel this one down, but look at the map state as Tempo have already cleared out top lane and they come in to defend bottom. Underlord's there TPing, Zeus with a kill, blowing up King R, and now they've trapped the Night Stalker inside the pit. He's very speedy though, as the Spear of Mars with the arrow combo. Lil's jumped in aggressively, has a leap away, but the impetus hit is there. Dagger finishes off the Enchantress. A 2-for-1 exchange. Tempo, they do lose that bottom tier 1, but they're making HR pay for every single move.
I like how LeBron tipped him while Impetus was flying. He got the kill, but, you know, trading position 5 for position 4 is really worth it. In this case, it might even be like position 3, because you already mentioned Mirana was more farmed than Mars. And 1 point, mid lane, Ksani. Well, the problem with lineup that HellRaisers has right now is they don't have that hero that can make a move. So Night Stalker will need the farm. There's no Dark Ascension. Daytime still up and running for 4 minutes. I talked about what Tempo needs to achieve during the laning stage, and they have that 3k gold lead. They play the lanes correctly. Underlord, every single time I see Mitch play Underlord, he's going for the same build pretty much, getting that Yule Scepter, which is a setup for Pit of Malice. And I like that he has only 1 point in the Atrophy Aura. Like, they lack AoE control, and maxing Pit of Malice is going to give them what they actually need. Yeah.
Against PA Night Stalker, who are so maneuverable, having that is a great bonus to your team as they take another early objective with a catapult wave there, clearing out this map, and that gives them really nice access into that top dire jungle where both PA and Night Stalker have been making their home, farming away. And HellRaisers in catch-up mode a little bit now, still wanting that Aghanims on Night Stalker, which takes quite a while to build up to. You've got that ramp-up time to actually become the hero that you want to play Dota as. And Mars, well, the less said about his item progression, the better, I think, right now. We'll wait for his Blink Dagger. I won't click on him again. They will smoke to try and tip the scales a little bit. Zeus, pretty susceptible to getting jumped on if they've got Dark Ascension ready, which they do. And a haste rune there. Night Stalker wants it, sprints forward. King R has already died, but the arrow and the connection onto Zeus is the kill that they desired. Chasing for more. Enchantress doesn't see them coming. They're invis hiding. Arrow slides straight past LeBron. The Enchantress still going to get speared up the trees. Living armor there, but I think that's lights out for LeBron.
Zeus made a mistake. There was a bit of a miscommunication, I guess, what they're going to do with the haste rune. If Zeus picks it up, he lives, and then they can turn that fight around. He was very afraid, but there were 2 shard golems, so 2 stuns coming out on Witch Doctor would be enough for him to actually pick up the haste rune instead. Still, decent game for Tempo. They're farming top lane. Mitch having a good time, has Dark Rift available. Also, damage from HellRaisers is pretty static. Yeah, he's just using it. There's no way you can stop this.
Good luck killing me, boys. Nick just turns around to hit some creeps. That is really going to take a long time for HR to be ready. You know, Battle Fury PA, Aghanim's Night Stalker, Mars having a rough time. He's about a third of his way to Blink. But once we do get past those initial items, HR have got a really strong draft here to battle into the Drow Ranger, even with all the backup she's got.
Yeah, right now they can't take a fight, especially during the daytime, but if they farm Aghanim Scepter on the Night Stalker, get some levels, Phantom Assassin will need a defensive item for herself. I see Yasha after that. I guess he wants to get Mantis style, so he doesn't have to pop like BKB every single time Treant uses ulti, or if there's a bit of malice, but at one point eventually you're still gonna need BKB. You're playing against the Zeus, Mirana.
Yeah, rooted up. Does get the leap over the Nature's Grasp, and the third one to escape. No chain stuns as Lil backs away. Still going to go for the dive. Oh, noob! Snipes out with a lightning bolt. And Mirana even had a raindrop there, going straight through it. Doing enough damage to pick her off.
Yeah, Ether Lens plus Keen Optic gave him enough range to actually deal the last hit on Mirana.
And now that bottom tier 1, an objective which, you know, Radiant moving into dire tier 1, usually we don't see this kind of play. It's just a useless objective, but it's pretty early days and they've already taken down the mid and the top, which are much more valuable. As Mars, he does spear an Arena back in that jungle side to pick off Noob Zeus. Tempo losing a hero to gain that tower, but again, it's not really a strategic or tactical advantage. Oh, Courier Snipe, Witch Doctor. Removes Krilat's Courier.
That was a very interesting move from HellRaisers, where they use Mirana ulti, they don't defend the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane, instead they get a pick-off in an area where they did not even have vision.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they were trying to kind of set a trap and wait for the retreat of Tempo back through the jungle, because you kind of expect the Drow Ranger, if she's pushing that tower, to go back, you know, westwards towards that bottom jungle. But they find the Zeus, which is equally as good a kill. And now we've got Blink on Mars. He's ready. Night Stalker is 600 away from Aghanim Scepter. And HellRaisers not slipping away. That net worth lead for Tempo has stayed around 2-3k. I think it almost got to 4k at one point. But they're not accelerating.
Tempo will need to go together as 5, like farm the items, try to take a fight with Treant Protector ulti. He's getting closer to getting that Meteor Hammer for himself, which is a pretty big deal. They don't have the like best setup, bit of malice possibly, but Overgrowth needs to be used if they want to land it, because they have no stuns whatsoever.
No stun gaming.
Yeah, can't really gank, so you need to go with 5. Night Stalker for the next 4 minutes. There's going to be Knight plus Aghanim Scepter, just 100 gold away. And he has a Haste Rune on top of that.
That's where they'll try and play a bit more actively. Give Nyx time with the Battle Fury to keep on cleaving through the neutral creeps. Has an Iron Talon as well to help him farm. HellRaisers in no rush whatsoever.
What if you could use like Iron Talon or Battle Fury just to insta-kill Treant? How OP would that be? Like,
What do you mean how OP would that be? I wish I could use Hand of Midas on an enemy hero. Come on, dude.
Get some extra gold on top of that. Why not?
Jesus.
Yeah, we would lose a lot of players. That's for sure.
I mean, they just remove Treant from the game. Like, what's the point in having him anymore? Dear Lord.
You didn't hear the rest, Gary. You're just jumping to conclusion. What if Falling Blade costs like 5,000 gold? Like, that's still
ridiculous. You just rush Quelling Blade.
Okay,
what if Lightning Bolt zapped Morphling and killed him every time? Imagine if we had Pokemon like damage types in Dota.
We actually had
that. We did with Cinder Brew, right?
Yeah. Thank God it's
elemental damage. Ah, well. Yeah, you know, that's Dota 2. We try things. If it sucks, we get rid of it and tell it to get out of our game. Bless Ice Frog. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, there's a fight.
Moonlight Shadow.
HellRaisers like want to take a fight right now. Night Stalker, extremely powerful. AoE, void damage.
Everyone's gathering around the Roche pit. But top lane needs to be shoved out. Night Stalker can do that very quickly with his new Aghanims, like you're saying. AoE Void clears out creep waves, lets him farm much faster. Mars going back for Soul Ring. He's got his Blink Dagger. He's ready to initiate at a moment's notice. Some very defensive wards here from HR all around their triangle. Plenty of sentries on the map from Tempo. You can see like this great wall of sentries all the way from that bottom jungle near the outpost up towards top lane. Trying to keep HR away from their side of the map as they're the ones to smoke, knowing that Moonlight Shadow is down. So surprise initiations not available from HR. Who can they find? Because Mars is showing bottom lane, but he's not really the target they want. PA or Night Stalker would be great, but both of them lurking in the shadows, skulking up top. And Mirana, the one showing mid, not really able to jump on her either. Good spread on the map here from HellRaisers.
Everyone's just farming for now, but I think this benefits HellRaisers much more because they have Battle Fury on PA. They understood, like, we can't take a fight. Like, their 5 versus 5 is extremely strong, so we're just gonna split them, get the most out of the map. DNZ rooted. No arrow.
Tries to get away. Mars Arena there. The overgrowth, though, the Dark Rift not going to come in time. Mitch will get out with his life. But HellRaisers are the ones reacting quickly, and now with another 10 seconds of nighttime, maybe they play forward aggressively into these bounty runes. Dark Ascension going to get popped there as they feel they know where the Drow is. And Chandra sprinting down south with the Rod of Athos there, catching Krillat, but the multi-shot takes out the Mirana as Night Stalker's been left isolated. The rest of the team didn't follow them up the high ground, and Mars, Witch Doctor with the PA, they got the Zeus, but losing out Night Stalker and Mirana there, it's got to sting a little.
Everyone was split. Like, they jumped to Zeus. Night Stalker suddenly felt like, dude, where's my team at? They were split so quickly. Bounty runes still there to be picked up. I think Tempo right now will just run inside the pit and try to take it. Mitch has enough sustain to actually tank the Roche while Krillat deals the damage. There's no nighttime for the next 85 seconds, at least for the ulti, and it's gonna be daytime for the next 4 minutes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Lil gets a little arrow sliding into the pit. Goes for the Moonlight Shadow as well. Wait a second. Okay, yeah, there it is. Sentries placed down. I thought just for a little bit that maybe a move could be made, but a high ground ward also scouting out the Mirana there from the Radiant, sees every move he makes.
Is under attack.
Now back in the driving seat. Net worth pinging back and forth between them. It's a dead even game, but Aegis in the hands of this Drow Ranger lineup. It will allow them to carve out a bigger portion of the map for themselves. Try and close in on this PA. But I think you're right, you know, with the farm that HR are getting, they're spreading wide across the map. It feels like they're being more efficient. And they're kind of baiting people in as Mirana leaping, but into the Pit of Malice. They've got the Yules up to get the second route to land, and the damage from Zeus should be enough here to bring her down.
They can afford to lose Mirana here. Mid tower still standing, Phantom Assassin, Winter Mantis style to dodge the silence, and most importantly, overgrowth. Tempo might need to use Dark Rift to try to set things up. There's one play that they can do. We try to TP to Enchantress Creep.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And just to try and deal with all this split pushing and map maneuverability from HR. But they're going high ground. Lacoste is 22 minutes in, 22 seconds. Catapult wave with a Enchantress Creep. They've got this tanky Underlord having Vanguard, Aegis on the Drow Ranger. They're ready and they're breaking tier 3. Mars jumps in with the Arena Spear, misses the combo, but they still isolate that Underlord. Krillat's cleared up King R already, and Mitch is tanky, still half HP. He's going to try and retreat down with Maledict ticking.
Still alive.
Will put his life to an end. Surely he's going to die here. Living armor always kept him up. They can't finish him off. Drow Ranger front lining, killing off the Mars. Funnick down and a double kill for Krillat. Opening up this lane of barracks. This game, it has opened real wide now. It's a good little snipe there on the gas pot from Mirana, but your first lane has fallen.
Man, Mitch is so tank. Enchantress, Answering Protector, keeping him alive. Dragon Scale, extra armor and regeneration kicked in. And the block damage that he had from Vanguard now has a full Crimson Guard. And they can start running on the mid lane. There's still a minute and a half until the nighttime, so they should try to use that. There's also Roche on Drow Ranger still, so it is time to go for them.
Yeah, 2 minutes left on that Aegis. And with Hurricane Pike, she's got a way of her own for disengaging from these fights. Zeus
Dire's middle tower is
close to
under attack.
Aghanim's if he wants to finish it off. He's holding money right now and has a blink queued. But I feel like Aghanim Scepter is going to be his next option, especially with these pits of malice from the Underlord.
Radiant's bottom tower
Zeus
is under
escorting the
attack.
creep wave. He saw Mirana, so he just wants to take care that no one kills it. There's Mirana ulti. Still
Dire's
2
middle
minutes left on that
tower is under
Aegis.
attack.
Meteor Hammer drops in the
Meteor Hammer.
tower.
Absolutely. Drow Ranger from the low ground. Just pummeling into it. They arrow up the Zeus, though, back in towards mid, and the catch and pick, it's there. The Phantom Assassin blows him up, and now the Mars ulti. Arena of Blood, lands and spear, in onto the Underlord, but that's a tanky target. They're focusing down Mitch. Interesting. That's not the one I would opt for. Maybe a change of tact as the Drow Ranger stands her ground. The Dark Rift coming, but a Starstorm flying, and they try to force snap them away. The Yule's up, and out they go. Drow and Underlord, the two heroes that Tempo needed to keep alive, are in fact kept alive.
Yeah, Zeus, as I said, escorted the creep wave once, tried to do it the second time, and HellRaisers like, he might do it again, so we're just gonna go for him. He does not have a defensive
Radiant's
item,
middle tower is
not a
under
fuel
attack.
scepter to try to buy time for himself. I see a blink dagger queued up, but I also see Aghanims. I feel like you need to get Aghanim
Radiant's
Scepter
middle
because you
tower
have
has
such a
fallen.
powerful combo with Pit of Malice and Treant Protector's ulti to keep them in place
Radiant's
while
middle
Nimbus
tower
is dealing
is
the
under
damage.
attack.
They're-
Oh, the Drow. Atos into Arrow. Still has that Aegis. As they turn around and look to blow up Lil. Very close to death. Witch Doctor being focused. One more hit will take down the Mirana, following her through the leap, and it's a double. As Krillat clears up both. Mars blinks away, looking to escape. I think DNZ might just spot him on his retreat. Obs and Sentry there, catching a glimpse of the Treant, though. Still not really a drastic net worth lead, even with a full lane of barracks to their name. Tempo just sprinting down this mid lane with a catapult.
There's still 20 seconds left on that Aegis. Zeus on the bottom has Boots of Travel ready to TP. Just 100 gold away from Aghanims. We'll have enough right now. There's the rotation from Mars. They need to be careful, waiting for that Aegis.
Arena of Blood is ready, and they look to focus the Drow. Spear, but misses the arena for like a third time. Funnick has been off the money with this one. They focus LeBron. The Enchantress nearly down, pops the one. The Crimson Guard won't keep her up. Focusing onto the Drow, though. Hurricane Pike through the Nimbus, trying to retreat with the Manta and dodge with the living armor. But Night Stalker has her number. Straight on top of her, and gap closes beautifully as Mitch, yet again, left here all on his lonesome. He's pretty tanky with 21 charges. The Dark Rift is just about gonna get him home to Fountain.
Maledict.
He's fine. Maledict won't be able to kill him off. He gets raindrops as well, just to make damn sure he survives.
And
How does
Noob
Zeus
dies
die?
again. Like, he didn't even join the fight on time. I love that HellRaisers learned their lesson. We're not gonna focus Underlord. We're just gonna go with the rest, the Drow Ranger with no BKB.
Radiant's
Also,
middle tower
Funnick, he
is
needs
under
to step
attack.
up. He tried to use Spear into Arena 3 times in a row and missed it every single time. Maybe just go for the standard stuff. Get that Arena first and then use
Radiant's
the
middle
Spear.
tower has fallen.
Yeah, what's he worried about? You know, Drow Ranger Manta dodging or Hurricane
Yeah.
Piking or something?
Radiant's
Manta dodge.
courier has been killed. Radiant's top tower is
DNZ
under
loses his
attack.
courier.
Radiant's
Might be losing
structures
steam
are
as well.
fortified.
Now a 5k lead for HellRaisers after losing top lane and their mid tier 3. But that Roshan, it was vital for Tempo. If they didn't have that Aegis, this game could just be HellRaisers all the way home anyway.
Phantom Assassin. A bit of a different item build in this game, going for Aghanim Scepter to reduce the blur cooldown, and you refresh your abilities if you get a kill.
Yeah, we've seen this in the Chinese region, a fair few PA picks. Even just going Aghanims as like a second item, like Manta Ags or something. Allows you to really hit a timing, 25, 30 minutes in, just to keep going, looking for kill after kill. And if you have an Aegis, this hero seems unstoppable.
If you got a different god of mid who's not tanky and who does not make chaos in the front lines, I don't think you can afford to get the Aghanim Scepter, but with Night Stalker who has a Blink Dagger, Ags, and a BKB, he doesn't care too much. He just blinks in, and then Phantom Assassin can follow up and go for these squishier targets.
Oh, they find Mitch, but the bigger kill. It's that Night Stalker chasing the Zeus. Arena of Blood there, and they spear him to the side of the Colosseum. And then this poor Enchantress going to get hounded as well. She slows the Night Stalker down for a second, but PA's there.
Whoopsie.
With a godlike streak and some big hits and crits. Jumping forward aggressively now. Manta dodging the gust as the Night Stalker's in again, thinking about diving tier 3s. Tempo hold their own. DNZ is going to be the last casualty of war.
There's still no BKB on that Drow Ranger. Like, she has 2 defensive items. I mean, those items also deal damage, but without a BKB, like, I still feel like she can't stand her own ground and fight.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, this all means that, you know, she can't go MKB, she can't go Butterfly or anything like that.
Radiant's top
Like,
tower
3 defensive items. It reminds me of the Medusa days with Lincoln's Manta. Do you really want to go for those all together? As they Pit of Malice, Nimbus, the Mars, Phonic being picked off. The Yule's up from the Underlord will get that additional route to make sure he's cleared up. And HellRaisers, they can't battle 4 versus 5.
That's a sick combo that they have. Pit of Malice into Nimbus, Dual Scepter, Treant Protector ulti on top of that. But it's hard for them to execute it because Night Stalker just goes in, doesn't care too much about any of the abilities, tries to find a target. Like, Zeus is the ideal target, and we can see he already died 6 times in this game, and HellRaisers also understands that. We need to take him out of the equation. Level 17, so a bit under level for this time of the game.
Now both teams kind of weighing the options here, with Roshan alive in just 10 seconds. And bottom lane shoving towards Radiant side, top lane shoving towards Dire. Everything is as it should be, so it's now that battle of the mid. Who can clear out the mid wave and open up Roshan for themselves? Rod of Atos. Arrow doesn't connect because of the creep wave. Gets in front of it. PA just going to man to jump away. They try the blink overgrowth, but DNZ not quite fast enough.
Double damage was the spell. That's the important part. Roshan respawned. If HellRaisers get their Roshan, if they give Aegis to Phantom Assassin, Zeus found again.
They get him. There's Phonic with a backstab, beautifully timed, allowing Mirana to come in with an arrow, and they find the Zeus for, you said 6, now 7 times.
This is Roche time. He does not have buyback. I mean, they don't know about it. They'll check, provoke, see if anything happens. If he uses buyback, they go back. But no buyback. It's a free Roche for HellRaisers, and this Phantom Assassin will pick it up. And, I mean, they didn't manage to kill her once this game. I'm not sure how they're going to kill her twice.
Yeah, Zeus is 135 gold away from buyback, but the Aegis and the cheese belongs to HellRaisers. All they have to do is put that PA top, clear out the wave all the way across the river, and they should be perfectly fine. Look at the positioning here of Tempo. They're so bunkered down, hiding behind tier 3 towers, not moving out on the map. This game just belongs to HR. It's hit that point. Tempo didn't get towards critical mass. It looked good when they took down that top lane of barracks. But from there on out, it's been a real downhill slide.
They cannot make any aggressive moves. They don't have ways to set things up. Like, if you use Yule Scepter from Underlord, you don't have a defensive tool for yourself. Even though you are tanky enough, it's still that they don't have a counterplay. Overgrowth, that's it, pretty much, once they go in with the BKBs.
And they can't really split push, can they? Tempo. Like, Treant is trying. He's the only hero that can really get out on the map. Everyone else is so static, and they've got susceptibility to being jumped by the PA. Like, Zeus has to go scepter, just a dagger that's flying out in that top lane. And this is where it goes back to the draft. And you were talking, you know, while the panel was on, having a chat to me saying they would love to have Storm or Void Spirit or Ember Spirit. You mentioned Puck, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, Phonic. Again, just missing out on the initiation. I think that they saw... How did Lil see him there? Lil saw DNZ, pinging him out, dusts him. But the TP has already concluded.
I think they needed a different hero on a mid lane who can make rotation, because you already have Treant Protector and Underlord, and they were very limited on silences for, like, Puck. Ember Spirit got banned out, which was a good ban from HellRaisers. this way, I mean, lineup in general is we're gonna group up. We're gonna go as 5, try to make stuff happen, get the advantage from the laning stage, and just snowball from there. But if they're split pushing, if they're cutting the waves, you do not have a counterplay to that.
Mitch. He's not really safe. He's silenced up. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage from Sunny and Nyx. Tries to get off the Dark Rift and he has a Yule Scepter to play with. Maledict starts to tick. He's gonna get home.
He's more than fine, even has that raindrop just in case he needs to pop it for the Maledict.
Forcing HR up to that northern part of the map.
Dire's
That's
bottom
kind of where
tower
they'd like
is
to
under
be, though.
attack.
Play it into the top tier 2, into that Radiant Triangle, where they can take full control and threaten a push onto
Radiant
high ground.
structures are
Arrow
fortified.
connects on Drow Ranger in
Dire's
base.
bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
it did. She's got her BKB. Ethereal Blade coming up next, it looks like. So 4 defensive items for the Drow.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Aegis reclaimed in just over a minute and a half, though. I would love to see HellRaisers use that to close this one out. Do you feel they're maybe not fully comfortable?
Going high ground against Zeus, Treant Protector, and Drow Ranger could be a bit tricky, so they want to get a pick off before they go.
Look at the bait being set up here. It felt like they were trying to play around the DNC Treant, but Enchantress inside that arena. Cleared up quite simply.
And they also have 2 big items coming on. So Phantom Assassin, full Abyssal Blade, nice stalker
Oh, Drow!
with the Nullifier.
Oh my god, the PA's found the Drow. Krillat, can you Manta? Can you Hurricane Pike? You can try and run away, but the PA still coming in hot. Nimbus keeps her at bay. Krillat looking to escape, but the second jump in. Nyx with a beyond godlike streak and some heavy crits. Drow Ranger just didn't stand a chance, and she's dead. Yo, she's dead for 70 seconds.
No buyback. She should be close. Yeah, just 100 gold away from that buyback. Next, we'll clear the creep wave. It's go time. They have 30 seconds left on that Aegis. Lel using Spider Legs just to scout things out on the high ground. See what's gonna happen if they're standing there. Mars, he's tanky boy right now. Craggy coat, some extra armor. Vlad's for the team, and Pipe, of course. Arrow connects on Zeus.
Was that on Zeus? Behind the Ancient. Not quite sure how he threaded the needle there. Lil with some incredible shots. Bottom lane, they do find DNZ, the Mars in on top of the Treant. Nimbus is a little bit irritating, and this Treant will turn to try and battle, maybe consider an overgrowth, but he's been silenced up. Xani and Funnick find the pick on the other side of the map, and a little bit of bonus gold from the Nimbus.
That's a lot of circles. I feel like we're having a geometry class right now. Circle, Mars Arena, Nimbus, bit of Malice.
There's Venn diagrams all over the place. Tempo do have this little advantage, though, with the Zeus. Able to help D-ward quite nicely. So HR are struggling to keep aggressive vision up, which they need for the Blink Night Stalker, for the Arrows of Mirana. They need that aggressive vision to scout out where Tempo are lurking. Which is right now behind a tier 2.
One thing we didn't mention, Drow Ranger going for 5 stats on level 10 instead of a Gust Blind. I think that talent is a must-have when you're playing against hero like a Phantom Assassin. Also a hero that doesn't really build MKB early on.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yeah, and
attack.
PA opting to not go BKB
Yeah, PKP.
at all. PKB.
Radiant's top tower has
A
fallen.
bit of RuneScape still lurking in my brain with the old PK. I'm sure that went straight over your head, Lacoste. I don't peg you as a RuneScape player.
No, I don't know what that even is.
You don't know what RuneScape is?
Nope.
It's a classic, mate. One
Like,
of the best.
how old is that game?
God knows. Like, really, I can't remember. The early 2000s, maybe? Like 20 years ago? I don't know.
Radiant
Way better than World of Warcraft. It's the best MMO ever invented.
Okay, shots fired. Oh, Spell Prism. That's a sick
Funnick
item.
and Xani, they are really pissed off at this tree, and they're just throwing spells into trees, using Mars Arena to break them. Arrows landed on the Drow. Okay, Krillat just going to walk it back.
Thanks. Then.
Moonlight Shadow. DNZ's invis in the trees. High ground being held by Tempo. Arrow won't connect as that Rod of Atos kind of counteracted by the Force Staff, but Enchantress blown up. This PA is on top of everybody in the Death Ward there. They take down the Yules and Underlord. He is done for. HR stampeding forward. Can the PA catch a glimpse of someone? She can. Jumps forward. Abyssal Blade. They stun her up. Krillat turns with the gust and the buyback from Mitch to keep Tempo's chances alive. But all hopes are going down the drain now for the Radiant side. HR really in a domineering position.
Night Stalker had enough of those Dark Rift, Yule of Scepters, TP's out. So with the Nullifier, they actually managed to bring him down now with the Gem and Spell Prism, like lowering the cooldown on that Void, 6.4 seconds. He's
Hell yeah.
in.
Trying to use it immediately. Treant, he's got the backup here of the Mitch Underlord, but spear to the side of the arena. Funnick still working away. And the Treant, he's done for. Dark Rift, Yule Scepter. Mitch wants to go back to bloody home. It is a real rough one for Tempo to even move out of their base right now. HellRaisers closing the net in around them.
They're still respecting Treant Protector, Zeus, Drow Ranger, and Underlord. Like, these are one of the best high ground defenders in the game. What they can do, you know, just get the more gold advantage, Fate for the next Roche, Cheese, Aegis +1. It's gonna be Cheese, Aegis plus Refresher. It always is. Like, I don't remember seeing Aghanim Scepter as third item in a long time.
Yeah, it's never Aghanims when we're casting.
I'm wondering if it's just straight up 50-50, or if there is a higher chance of rolling for Refresher.
I think it's 50-50, but we're just a bit unlucky. PA consumes her Aghanims. Now has a slot opened up for the Satanic. And there's the jump in from the Mars. PA making short work of that Underlord, who is now dead for 100 seconds. No buyback. So one of the elements of the high ground defense that you were mentioning now out of the picture. And that Pit of Malice is a really important part as well. Without it, they can clear up Nimbus pretty simply, jump in onto the Drow Ranger. Because the Pit is that dual effect. Oh, hello. Mars, just blinking in aggressively. Oh, he's got Minotaur Horn, that's why. But yeah, the Pit is there to defend Drow, but also play aggressively on the PA.
Still, they can't breach the high ground even without Underlord. Okay, wait for the next Roche. We'll respawn in 10 seconds. Get that Cheese Aegis +1. Phantom Assassin will have full Satanic right now.
Oh yeah, has a nicely placed courier to deliver it straight away. PA 32,200 and something net worth.
Check the Roche, Gary. You're gonna be surprised.
Oh, it's a refresher shard. What a surprise. It's never Aghanims, I swear. When we're casting, it's never Aghanims.
When you think about Aghanims versus Refresher Shard, I think in a lot of situations, having Aghanim Scepter is much better choice. There's gonna be like one hero at least who wants to get Aghanim Scepter upgrade. There's still cheese available in the pit. No one's picking that one up.
Nobody wants it.
Free stuff.
Yeah, Night Stalker needs to eat his Aghanims. Get that blessing. He's got a Moon Shard queued up though. Smoke with Moonlight Shadow. HellRaisers, off we go. A day at the races. They want to make the jump onto anyone other than Underlord. But apparently Funnick has already whiffed on everything. Pops his Minotaur Horn and he gets the hell out of there. But the PA wants in. The bait and switch. They jump on LeBron and clear her up. Enchantress going to lose the Aegis. PA very close to losing the Aegis, but does jump away. And just losing the Aegis.
They're just getting rid of all the vision. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of used to Garrett saying
another
stupid
jump.
stuff. There's the buyback.
There is the refresher shard used by Funnick, and they got the arena to clear up LeBron. The dieback is there, and they're focusing down on Mitch. That poor Underlord, tanky as you may be, cannot withstand the onslaught of damage as HellRaisers bring it all. 2 heroes dead without buyback, and 3 alive for Tempo as they just watch their base crumble to pieces in front of their very
still
eyes.
alive. Right. Okay, now it's gonna fall, no doubt about it.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle
And it seems like no
barracks
chance. The jump in from the PA straight onto the Drow, who Ghost Scepters. Does get away. But the PA still holding onto that Aegis. At half HP with a Satanic to toy around with as well. Could make another jump at any moment. Ghost Scepters blinks, everything being used to bait spells and items as Tempo desperately holding onto their base. And it looks like, for the moment anyway, they haven't lost a lane of barracks. They're healing it up, living armor's going. HR not committing.
Like, what else could they throw to have a better defense? Ring pick enchanters into Earthshaker. Drow Rangers.
There's the
he's
jump
gone.
onto Drow blown up, but buys back. And the melee Rax is still somehow standing. Another Arena of Blood, the third one of this fight. Catches Treant with a nice little spear. And a beyond godlike PA secures yet another kill. The lane has fallen. But will the rest of the base, as Tempo have 4 alive again?
There's still cheese inside the pit. No one wants to pick it up. Oh, maybe they're allergic to cheese. They
Lactose
are
intolerant.
Lactose intolerant, yeah.
tower is under attack.
How often do you get that? How often does someone misspell Lacoste as lactose?
A lot of
Well, we'll
time.
come back to the second. They've got the Abyssal Blade and Drow Ranger die back. GG's call. Tempo tap out as HellRaisers make a nice comeback after losing that lane of barracks top at 23 minutes. It really was their game from there on out. We knew their item timings would be a strong swing.